story. Not just any toy story, but the biggest in the world today. It's about pocket monsters, Pokemon for short, which began as a kid's craze and has become a global marketing phenomenon. Pokemon has captured the imagination of children around the world and billions of dollars from their parents' wallets. It's now so pervasive, schools have banned Pokemon in the playgrounds. But while adults might be mystified by tut-tut about unhealthy obsessions and manipulation, there's no escaping Pokemon, the biggest thing for kids since Mickey Mouse.
Charizard's gonna smash it.
I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside.
Look in almost any Australian backyard and you'll see our kids have been captured by monsters.
Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Pikachu, Raichu.
Sundays in the park have become open-air markets for Pokemon trading cards.
Pikachu, Raichu, Sandshrew, Sandslash, Mewtwo.
It's happening all over the world. Kids are in a new fantasy universe and speaking a new language.
Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wordle, Blastoise.
The greatest secret is kids get it and adults don't. So therefore, by ownership, when youngsters of 5, 6, 7 start talking their language, Pokemon language, initially parents do not understand it and they take a little while to get onto it.
And boys and girls, moms and dads, are you ready for Pikachu? Let's go!
Pikachu, monster number 25 out of 151, is by far the most popular.
Well, hi once again, everybody, and welcome. And I'd like to welcome to the stage Pikachu. Let's give him a big cheer and a big round of applause.
Almost wherever you look, Pokemon is there. Video games, trading cards,
I will be a Pokemon master!
TV cartoons and a movie, and hundreds, yes, hundreds of licensed Pokemon-branded playthings. Fred Gaffney holds some of those lucrative licenses in Australia. It's enormous, isn't it?
It really is. Over the years, great crazes have come every 5 years, but this new craze, Pokemon, works on about 8 different platforms, and it's the kids that discover the idea, a bit like Coca-Cola yo-yos or marbles, and once they take ownership, passionate ownership of an idea, it's almost unstoppable.
In Tokyo, some 6 years ago, Satoshi Tajiri combined his passion for insect collecting with a passion for computers to create a video game. He sold it to Nintendo. Nintendo has just launched to the trade its Pokemon range for next Christmas at the New York Toy Fair. It's here we got a glimpse of what we'll be forking out for when the goodies hit Australia.
Today, there's no denying that we all live in a Pokemon world. And let me be the first one to break the bad news to you parents out there. It's not going away. It's just going to get bigger and better.
Nintendo's American Vice President, Gail Tilden, gets much of the credit for westernizing this Japanese concept.
Some of them had very Japanese-sounding names. For Shugidane, we changed to Bulbasaur. It's a reptilian character with a flower bulb on its back.
Oh, it's so cute! It's the best of all!
We did actually work on a strategy that said, hey, let's get the TV show out a couple weeks in front of the game, followed by the game, and then all of the rest of the licensing.
Toy marketing is as cool and calculated as that, is it?
As far as being calculated, we just knew that we had something that kids would love as long as we could make sure that we could get it the right exposure to them.
Come with me, the time is right.
And it worked. Pokemon swept America just as it had Japan. Then came Australia, and more recently, Europe.
It's always been a dream.
What is this section of the toy industry worth now?
We think that at this point we're up to about $7 billion total, and we expect the year 2000 will probably be the biggest year for the franchise ever because of it being so global.
So what's a guess for how much you'll sell this year?
Maybe 3 to 5 billion.
And it's not as if there's no competition. New York's Toy Fair showed us just what a crowded market it is. Robots are very much in this year.
This is another example of the robotics invention system.
Even Lego has gone digital with a robot that paints. It'll be great on the bedroom carpet.
It will be, but only if we can create the robot that cleans up after it.
And this from Sonny.
I mean, he's programmed to actually grow up and, you know, become more functional as the more he practices walking or practices playing with his ball. He's got a learning computer inside. Now, if you pet him nicely, his eyes will usually be green. Oh, he's in a bad mood right now, Richard. You've upset him.
Toys here were selling well, but not as well as Pokemon.
$34.99.
Yes.
But if it had Pikachu on the side, how much would it be then?
Probably like $104.99.
And this craze is not just for kids. Here's a tip. Any company on the stock exchange with even a sniff of Pokemon is worth watching. Sean McGowan analyses toy industry shares on Wall Street.
But the biggest beneficiary would be 4Kids Entertainment, the licensing agent.
So how big did they go?
Their stock was kind of languishing around the $1 or $2 level and literally got as high as $90. It's pulled back now to about $30, so they've seen a huge increase in value due to Pokemon.
That's hard to believe, isn't it?
It's a great country, isn't it?
It costs hundreds to become a full Pokemon household. A Game Boy costs $130, and then it's $50 for each game. The trading cards cost between $5 and $18 a pack. Branded toys range up to $60.
School.
And all that money comes from the pockets of parents of kids like these.
Morning school.
Like most schools in Australia and America, the Southport School on Queensland's Gold Coast is now a Pokemon-free zone.
We do not bring Pokemon cards to school. Remember that, please, fellas, because if you do, they will be taken and given back to you at the end of the day to take home, not